Hello to all of our change makers, and welcome back to another amazing week with some very cool interviews of change makers from across the US and around the world. And today I'm so excited to have my friend Rhonda Peoples here with us. I know that she is a founder of the Empowering Women Alliance, but I know she got a whole lot of other things that she is all about. So please tell everybody who you are and what makes you so amazing.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Well, what makes me amazing is I choose to be amazing. That's the first thing. So thank you for that, Cheyenne. And I want to thank you for the invite. Thank you for the opportunity for the conversation. I love conversation, right? It always opens up plenty of opportunity, which there is just an abundance of in this world. So a couple of things about me. So yes, I am a founder of Empowering Women Alliance. We started by our book, right? Empowering Women. I have to get better at that. Empowering Women with Words, life-changing conversation. You can get it on Amazon. It was a collaboration of I say a collaboration. It's really not a collaboration book, but there are 15 women that have come together, and it was over almost 2 years that we came together and we found our voices and shared our stories. And after that, we were like, wow, we think we really have something here, because there was such transformation in the group, because we met every single Thursday for almost 2 years. So it
Wow.
really wasn't about the book as much as it was about rediscovering their voices and really
Mm.
unshackling themselves from their stories that we all acquire as we move through our journey called life. Um,
Mm.
so, so we started Empowering Women Alliance. And I'm so excited to say that we actually have we're in our second book. Our second book is at the publishers right now. We had a new group of ladies come together and really just again impacted so many people. And just recently, one of my ladies from the first book reached out to us, and we're going to publish her book. I just have chills all over my body. She has found her voice, and
Wow.
he has created a knockdown, drag out, awesome book. I can't share the title because she hasn't revealed it yet, but I have been reading, and it is awesome. And so I just want to share that is why we do what we do. We
Yeah.
inspired her in such a way that allowed her to really dive deeper into her stories in her life, and things that went on and continued, right, how she was living her life, and dove into that, and then put together a book. So it's just constant. We're always peeling the onion of our life, and she's continuing to do that. So I'm so elated about that. Vera Knight is her name, so you'll see her out there. And so I'm all about that. And then I also have a business called Green Matter Biotech, which we are in the industry of creating bioplastics.
Wow.
So, as you know, we have a plastic pollution crisis in this world, and it's been around for quite some time. And one of the things is plastic, right? The plastic pollution. Plastic is one of the best things ever invented. Well, probably, there's a lot of, but one of the best things. I mean, just think about what's in front of you right now. How much plastic is in front of you right now? It's just incredible. Like, we just love it, right? Because it has saved our lives in so many ways. And the only thing is that it stays around forever. Like, we have generational plastic pollution that we're wading in, right? And they say by 2050, there's going to be more weight of plastic than fish in the ocean. So anyway, so we're just trying to do our part, and create a straw, that biodegrades once it's put in a biodegradable environment. Microorganisms come along and just chew this little baby up, and it's gone, right? And it's not leaving microplastics. Microplastics are just the little remnants of all the plastic that we drink from, and all of this. They say, again, I'm not a scientist, but rumor has it that as human beings, we ingest about a credit card of plastic a week.
Ooh.
They're finding it. Yeah, they're finding it. It is partially the cause of dementia and just a lot of the stuff that's going on, right? We always
Mhm.
talk about it. Our environment, right, is so very important. So I'm involved in that. And, we have farmers. We farm. Our resources, we're plant-based material. So we farm all over here in the United States. So we're making a difference with farmers. And, really what an industry that is. What a love of the world and the earth, and just, I don't know. It's just amazing. So that's what else I do. I mean, one of the other things, but I also do take care of myself. So I don't want to make it sound like I am overly busy, because it's very important, right, to keep this machinery going, is to
Mhm.
take care of myself. I meditate, I work out, I yoga, I wait, so I take time for me. So I want to make sure that comes across more than I'm up to a lot of things in the world, because I can do a lot of things in the world because I have a team around me.
Yes.
And
Uh,
so it's really, I really had to go to courses to understand that, because I'm a mover and a shaker. And I'm just one of those people that think that nobody can do it as fast as me. Nobody can do it as good as me. And why would I spend all the time to sit here and explain to somebody how to do it when I could just do it, be done with it, and move on?
uh-huh.
Yeah, right? Right? And
I
that
I
leads
think
to
I can relate to some of that.
exactly. I know you can. I know you can. And it's much easier, right? Because then you don't have to deal with personalities and people, and you have to deal with people. But you know what? If you want to last for a long time and you want to impact more people than you could even imagine, and you also want to take care of yourself, right? Creating a team around yourself is really it. So, again, like I said, ladies, I had to get a coach. I couldn't do it on my own, right? So I had to go through it, and I'm all about learning, right?
Mhm.
Every day, and learning from other people, and constantly working on myself, for myself and for others, right?
Mhm.
So anyway,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. I mean, our company, our guys, myself and my other two partners in Green Matter, we're in a year course right now. It's called the Autonomy course, and it's really about business in the world and the way that it has always been, right? And how to break free from that, and how to have peacefulness and business work together, right?
Mhm.
I call it really the feminine. To be honest, I'm in the course and I'm like, oh yeah, this all seems really natural to me, like all of it. And the guys are having a real hard time with that. Now, not that I'm generalizing, obviously, but you know, anyways.
Amazing, amazing. Well, and there's so many things that are flying through my brain here. Hopefully, I can be able to speak myself. You you have so much going on, and I love the fact that you do emphasize, though, that it is important to have that balance to keep up
Yeah.
with family, to
Mhm.
do the things. Oh, I remember one of the things now that was flying through there was I believe it was actually an African proverb that said, "If you wanna go fast, go
Yes.
alone. If you wanna
Yes.
go far, go together." And
I couldn't
so
think of it, so that's why I didn't say it, but thank you. See what I mean? It takes a team, sister. It takes a team. Yeah.
it just got fed to
Yeah.
me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And that's really, you say that it just got fed to you. That's one of the things that we're learning in this course around business, is slowing down,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
really inviting the universe or God, or whatever you call that, your maker, the creator, right? To participate. Again, team.
Mhm.
We all just think we have to do it on our own. And we have found, man, I'll tell you, we've been in high gear for several years now. And this past year, slowing down, we have manifested miracles that I would never have believed had I not been involved in them.
I love it.
It's yeah. Because originally we were thought, well, gosh, what are we supposed to do? Sit back, put our feet up on the desk and eat bonbons all day? I mean, is that what you want to do to slow down? Right? Because it's either this or that, right? Either you're going full speed or you're lazy and you're doing nothing, right? That little thing that goes in your head. But that's not the case. That's not the
There
case.
is a midpoint there somewhere,
It
and
is. It
I
is.
like the term that I've heard recently is taking inspired action.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what it's like.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to slow down so you
Yeah.
can, get to the inspiration,
Right.
which will give you a sometimes a much more direct path to get where you wanna go.
Well, the amazing thing about this course, Cheyenne, is that in the beginning, we really talk about um, what is it that we're up to in the world? Like, why are we here? What
Yeah.
difference do we want to make in the world? And so many people have that separated from business to personal, right?
Yes.
But that's
Yes.
that's it, that's I think part of the issue, right? Is that
It
we're
is.
one person over here and then we're another person over here. When
Yeah.
when and I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, back in 2013, and I had somebody lay their hands on me and let me know, like, it was from shoving my feminine. I was in the automotive industry, shoving my feminine down for so long. It's going to come out some way,
Yep. Yep.
and being incongruent with who you are. So one of the things about this course is what is your calling? What is your
Mhm.
calling? And how do you live true to your calling every single day?
Day.
Do your
Yes.
clients, right, walk away from you having got your calling?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
Do they really feel you can sell them whatever you're going to sell them, but do they walk away just really having experienced your calling? And so my calling are that people rediscover and experience self-love and
Mm.
fulfillment.
Mhm.
I
Mm.
got involved with Empowering Women Alliance, who created it because I was living the life, right? I was making well over six figures. I had a custom home that I built. I was driving a Lexus. I had all the shoes. I had all the purses, right? My daughter was in private school, like all the things. And from the outside, people are like, gosh, what a great life. I was single at the time. Now, very soon after that, I met my husband. Thank God. God blessed me with that, right? But I just had the life and I was unhappy. I was not
Mm.
fulfilled. And
Mm.
we run on autopilot and so numb in this world that we think that we're happy, right? Because
Yes.
that's what my dad taught me. Like, work really hard, get a great job, work your way up to the top of and you're there. And so when I was there, I was like, this is it.
Is that all there is?
Yeah. There is got to be something else, right? And again, I got into a course, right? Because if you have those feelings, that means you couldn't figure it out on your own, right? So quit trying to figure it out on your own. Go get somebody to help shine that light, right? Because I knew I was in my own way and just couldn't figure it out. So, anyways, that's my calling, is that I don't want people to go through life not having fulfilled. And I couldn't get there until I really became in love with myself.
Mm. Yeah.
That's the key. And,
Mhm.
we always say, right? We always say, "Oh, well, yeah, I love myself. I love myself." But no, like really, like really. And I went through such work within myself to really like get to know myself because I weeded out all the lies that I had been
Mm.
living, right? Which were rules. They were rules.
Yes. Yes.
They were the lies, right? That I told myself, you can't do this. You can't talk in front of people. You can't talk on stage, right? You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that, right? All of this garbage. And then I walked through life like, oh, I can't go over there because I can't do that, right? Oh, I can't go over there because I can't do that either, right? So I lived in that box. And so we didn't really know who I was. And so when I got to the point of where I started recognizing my lies. I started identifying them, right? And then talking with other people, and other people would go, "Well, gosh, when you passed out on stage when you were in 8th grade in front of the entire school,
Whoa. Oh.
my head hitting the ground on that old wooden stage, I could only imagine what it sounded like, right?
Oh. Oh,
When you
yeah.
passed out on stage, do you think maybe it wasn't because you couldn't talk to groups of people? Maybe you were sick, or maybe of all the excitement, you didn't eat that morning.
Mhm.
Maybe you had your knees locked, you didn't eat, right? And boom, down goes the tree, right? But I told myself, as we all do, some
Mhm.
lie, some negative something or other, right? And you can imagine the conversations of the children at that age, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So once I waded through all of those lies and I found the real Rhonda,
Mm.
I was really in love. And then, man, something happened. Like everybody changed. I don't know what happened. Like the world changed, but I didn't see the a-holes and the jerks and the you drive too slow and you do this or like all the judgments that I was all the time. Like they all just disappeared and they were just wonderful people. Amazing.
I
Whole
love
new
it.
change. Ah,
I love it. I
yeah.
love it. Well, I'm curious because I'm not sure I realized that you kinda had a similar background to me because I grew up in manufacturing, and so I was in a totally male-dominated world as well. So was a turning point for you? Was it that cancer diagnosis, or was there some other event that kinda started to shift you into this more, I will call it, enlightened direction?
Right, right, right. Well, what I had done was I had all this stuff. I was feeling unfulfilled. And then it started to occur to me like, okay, in my head, I'm like, okay, Mother Teresa's my person. Like, I really love you all. But I'm thinking to myself, but they don't know that. And
Mhm.
something's happening that they don't know that. Like, what's happening to me? And so
Mm.
it wasn't until I got into a course, right, and started shedding things that I started realizing like opportunities in life. Like I started realizing that I wasn't stuck. I started realizing that I had a whole new world in front of me that I could go and figure out. And so I had already started the path when I was still in the automotive industry of reading books and starting to I was grasping, right? I was grasping for help, right? So I was reading books and so that kind of started opening up things, but inside I was still like screaming like, "No, you can't do that." But even though I was like the crab trying to get out of the bucket where the other
Ah.
crabs are pulling you down, right? That's where I was. I was in that damn bucket. And so it wasn't until I got involved in some courses that led me through the identification of things. the identification of the world. Like I had the world in such a, like it was just like this is how it was. And it
Mhm.
wasn't any other way. And you're
Mhm.
just on this treadmill and you can't get off.
Mm.
But that's a lie. You
Yes.
can get off. And so when I figured out how to get off, right? That's I started figuring out. That's when I got diagnosed with ovarian cancer.
Wow.
And at the same time, I lost my job in the automotive industry, 22 years. Like I was back my second day back. They called me to HR, which was 3 flights of stairs.
Oh my.
Actually, 2 flights of stairs, 2 flights of stairs after a full hysterectomy. And so I go up there, right? And so the bottom line is, I no longer have a job. And at that time, I had no idea what stage cancer I had, right? So I was still in a fog,
Mhm.
right? Right. And the guy really wanted to, belabor the conversation. And I was like, no, hey, look, if you don't want me to work here, I don't want to work here.
Yeah.
So I walked away, but I walked away from a 22-year job. I was in my 20s when I started that position. I started in sales, right? So my entire career was at that same dealership. I was looking at 50, right?
Wow.
And so I was like, I was devastated.
Mm.
And so I started meditation. I had some friends of mine because you think I'm high gear now? Oh, sister. I used to run circles around myself because I didn't have self-care. I had no,
Oh, wow.
right? So I was high gear all the time. And I said, I am going to eat myself alive if I
Mm.
don't get help. And so I reached out to friends of ours that taught transcendental meditation. And
Wow.
I went and I learned how to do transcendental meditation. And I say to this day, it probably saved my life.
Wow.
Probably
Wow.
saved my life, allowed me to, right? And with that, I heard something say, Women Networking was having a meeting, and I had
Mhm.
gotten invited from it. Now I can't even drive at this moment. They're not,
Wow.
I'm still under do not drive, right?
Mhm.
And so I had my husband take me to this meeting. I said, I don't know what it, he goes, why do you want to, why do you want to go to this meeting? I go, I don't know. I just want to go. I just wanna go. And so I go to the meeting. The lady who's the speaker, right? She's written a book. And of course, God forbid that I remember the name, Diane Easley. Diane Easley is the name, and she's about to bring it back out again. And she's going to ask me to endorse it because this book is, and I can't remember the name of it right now. It offers you like new beginnings, starting
Mm.
newly, what to do. There's a workbook with it. So it kind of walks you through, right? And so that was my first introduction, like, okay, things need to change. Things need to change. Now, this is before I even got fired.
Uh,
They don't say fired, but it would,
yeah.
call it what you want to. Before I got released out to be who I was about into the world. And so I'm starting to go through this book, right? And it's starting to open things up for me. And it's starting to, and then I was like, gosh, when I was in the hospital, like nobody from work came to see me. So all the things were starting to come together, like it's time to move on, like all of that stuff. So, when I sat down and that, I guess I was ready for it, right? Like, okay, whatever, it's time to move on. But it was devastating. I was like, oh my God, I'm looking at 50. I'm a female. What in the hell am I going to do? Like, this is my life. This is
Right.
all I know. This is why this is all I know. I can't do anything else.
Another lie.
Another lie, right? We're so good at our lies. So, anyways, from there, I created my own business. I became a coach. And then I really dove into work. I dove into being a code breaker technology coach and trainer, all about personality and language landing. I really got into communication.
Mm,
and really understanding the importance that we take on when we're having a conversation. It's
mm.
not whether you get it or not, it's whether I have it land for you that you get it.
Right,
Right. So
right.
communication, right? And so that's what's really started me on the path of it all.
Mm,
And so I was in a course when I created the book. Go
mhm.
do something that you don't know how to do, create a team, right? And something that you're scared to death to do. And I was like, I have no idea. Like I have no idea. So my coach at the time, she said, Rhonda, I've heard your story. You need to write a book. I said, get out of here. I can't even use the English language properly, let alone write a darn book. Right. And she's like, no, you got to write a book. Right. So, the rest
Woo.
is history.
Oh, you are amazing. You truly are, and I'm glad the universe kicked you out to be who you are.
Thank you. Thank you. I am too, because you know what? I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. My husband was just having a conversation with me yesterday, and we have this little group that plays pickleball. And, I'm kind of always the one that says, okay, we're going to play. Like I almost kind of wake up the dead all the time. Right. And like, hello, is it big? Right. And he goes, it just really bothers me that you do that because nobody interacts with you. And he goes, you're always so polite and nice. And, I send little pickles, for pickleball. Like I do cute little things. I said, baby, you know what? I'm gonna enjoy life no matter what people around me do.
I love it, and that's probably a really good message to be putting out there to the world in general,
Yeah,
because
it's a choice. Everything's a
that's
choice.
it
Everything's
is
a choice.
totally a
Yeah,
choice.
yeah.
Well, I have to ask you, do you have any big visions for the future? Any idea, 5 years, 10 years? What's Rhonda gonna be up to?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, we've got the second book with Empowering Women Alliance. We've got the second book that we're going to get out there and publish. We're going to have a third book. Now, before the third book, we're going to do 101 most influential women, right? So, yeah. So we're going to be putting that together, and then we're going to put together a conference, right? I see a conference in the next year or so. It'll probably be on the West Coast just because I'm the only one in the whole group that lives on the wonderful East Coast side of the world or of the country. But it may be, I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it may be. It may be somebody like somewhere in Sedona or, something like that. But so I'm going to be doing a conference there. And we're going to be doing a third book. So I am always looking for ladies that have a story, that have a story to share, that empower other women,
Mm.
right? Because one of the things that we found, this is very interesting. Our first book, all the ladies except for the one lady who actually is the one who wrote this book, all the ladies had done some type of personal development
Mhm.
when we did the first book. Then the second book, maybe one had done personal development. And let me tell you, it took something to have them recognize their ahas in life and then
Mm.
transfer it onto somebody else to be an empowerment for another woman.
Wow.
So if I had anything to say, I would say always jump into personal development. Always jump in, right? Do not resist thinking that you can do it all by yourself. So, anyways, that's what I have to say about that. So that's what I have going on in Empowering Women Alliance. And then
Okay.
on the green matter biotech side, right, is really getting our biodegradable products out into the world.
And it's okay, to say what that's made out of.
Yeah. Oh, it's him. It's him. Yeah, you know what? I used to talk about it all the time, and my guys are like, some people get really weird about it. And I'm like, okay, well, that's their issue, right?
Right.
Right. So hemp, for those of you who don't know, is not marijuana. It is the cousin. You cannot get stoned off of it. You can't get high by putting the straw in your mouth, right? Because I've had people ask me, like, am I going to get stoned if I put that straw in my mouth? And I'm like, no,
No.
no, you're gonna have to go buy something else if that's what you're looking for. So yeah, it is got less than 3%, or less than 0.03% THC in it. So it is not psychoactive at all, but it is absolutely necessary for your body. We do CBD products also, right? And then the bioplastic products, because it's strong. For those of you who are around our age, you may know hemp was here at one time back in
Yes.
the day. Very
Yes.
strong. It's as strong as rope. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, so I've got big stuff going on there. And then whatever else calls me, I'm so, I'm really focused on a podcast. I'd like to do a podcast, put together a podcast by the end of the year. So that's on my agenda to complete for 2025. I'd like to be out on stages. I did a DebX last year, end of last year, which is kind of like a TEDx, only it's with Deb. And, which was my thing. I recognized I passed out on stage, but I didn't realize that being on stage, it was still in my gut. Like when somebody said, "Oh, I think you should go do," right? I was like, "Oh, oh, I just felt something weird there. Like my stomach went up into my throat." So I took that on last year. So I'm excited about getting out on stages and having more conversation and sharing my story.
That sounds like a good plan to me. Awesome.
Mhm.
Um, Tell people how they can connect with you. I know you've got a Facebook group for Empowering Women Alliance. Tell
I
them all
do.
about
I do. I have a Facebook group, Empowering Women Alliance. I would love for you to join. Positivity all the time. So just go to Empowering Women Alliance, a Facebook group, and just ask to join, and you'll be brought in. You can go to empoweringwomenalliance.com and join the community. You'll get a weekly, phenomenally lovely a newsletter every single week. You can reach me by admin@empoweringwomenalliance.com. You can also reach me at Rhonda at Rhonda Peoples. Now that's RHONDA PEOPLES.com, right? So those are two emails that you can reach out to me. You can always catch me on Facebook and LinkedIn, right? Rhonda Peoples, right? I'm out there.
Yes, you are, and it's a good thing.
Mm.
So, do you have any amazing words of wisdom you'd like to leave everybody with today?
Oh, yeah. Take care of you. Love
Mm.
you. Open up your heart and your mind to all the possibilities in the world because they're right there in front of you.
Mm.
Love, 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 love. It's all about love.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule today to be with us, Rhonda. And yes, we love you. We appreciate you. And we are so grateful to have you as part of our community. So,
Absolutely.
so everybody, please check out Ms. Rhonda here and go see Empowering Women Alliance as another Facebook group to get involved with. We're actually here as part of Unity for Wellness and Peace. We're actually part of a network of networks
Mhm.
that's all
Yeah.
kind of coming together within the Facebook world with that intention of creating health, wealth, and peace for all. If
Yeah.
that's part of your mission, you deserve to be with all of us. So thanks for
Absolutely.
watching, and we'll see you all in the next interview. Have an awesome day, everybody.